Alright, so we are going to scroll on down past the header to this open body tag, and almost right away we have, here's our logo image, and it's surrounded by a link. So now I'm going to delete a chunk of code. So I don't want anything from here on down. So I can click once right up here, and now I can scroll down. Here's the admin zone search. This is the banner code. And right here is the 2/divs. We want to keep these. So just above that, I'm holding down the Shift key on my keyboard and clicking. And now I've just highlighted everything from here down to here. I've highlighted everything I don't want. So now it's a simple matter to just hit the backspace key and it's gone. So this is now much simpler code, and I can come on down and save my changes. If we want to take a quick peek, we can head over to the site zone and see what it looks like. And what we've just managed to do now is just leave our logo here, and it's contained inside this nice little blue container, and all the zone navigation's gone, the banners are gone, and it's looking pretty good. So the last thing for us to do now is add the background image for the picture of Mayberry. So let's click on the back button, and now we want to edit the CSS. So you can either click this little link for edit CSS since you're here, or you can always go up to Style, Manage Themes, and click the same rainbow CSS icon for your site's theme. Okay, this is just like that long list of templates, only it's not quite so long. Again, a lot of these are pretty short, pretty specific, and you can make most of your changes in global.css. So let's click it and click Proceed. And this is a pretty big file. In fact, that would be an understatement. OC Portal is just a big system. So to find the classes that you want, I recommend using your browser, which is to click Edit and click Find. And now you can type global top. So how did I know that we wanted to find the global top class? I knew this because when we were over editing our templates, the line just above where the logo was said div class equals global top. And so I just remembered that coming in here. There are lots of great add-ons, especially for Firefox and Google Chrome, that can show you to where you can click on, your logo, and it'll tell you, oh, this logo is contained in a class called global top. So that's one way to find it. Or, as I said, you can just look through the HTML and figure it out that way too. So find this global top class. This is this light shade of blue behind the background. I'm going to add a new line for our picture of the city. So I'm going to say background-image, URL, open parenthesis, close parenthesis, semicolon. Now, if you've used CSS before, you should remember that inside here goes, a link to your image, my image dot, things like that. You can do this if you like, but I don't recommend it because it's not as robust. If the URL to your website ever changes, then it's sort of a pain to come in and change your CSS too. So OC Portal has a temp code symbol to save you a little bit of hassle. So instead of typing a URL in, we can do an open curly brace and say $img, short for image, and just say comma header underscore bg. And header bg is the code name for our background image. And so this is a lot shorter, and like I said, it's a lot more robust. So I'd highly recommend using this temp code symbol. Alright, so we've got that. One more declaration is to center the logo. So I'm going to add a new line, and in here I'll say text-align, center. And because the logo is inside of the global top class, it'll be centered too, which is just what we want. Now, one last thing before we can move on. Because we deleted a lot of HTML from the header template, we really ought to clean up this CSS file. There's a lot of classes in here that we don't need anymore, like global zones, and that might actually conflict with what we want to do. For instance, there's still this class for the logo here that's causing it to float to the left, which we don't want because obviously we're trying to center it. And if I left all this as it is right now, well, this float left would override my text-align center. So since we know that these aren't being used anymore, I think it's good practice just to go ahead and get rid of them. So I'm going to click once up here to highlight above the things we want to delete, and just scroll down here. OC Portal's grouped together a lot of the classes that are near each other. So this whole clump of classes here, we can delete a lot of them. I'm just going down. Okay, I'm going to go down through Global Zones Hover. I'm going to hold Shift and click below it. And just like before, this is now highlighted exactly what I want to delete. By clicking once at the top, coming down, clicking once at the bottom while holding Shift. And that highlights it all. So, alright, I've got the old code highlighted, and I'll just hit delete, and now it's gone. So, we are coming down the home stretch. Hit Edit CSS to save these changes. And let's take a look at it. Click your site zone. Da, 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 da. We have a wonderful new header for the Mayberry community website. And it's, depending on what you're trying to go for, maybe this is what you want. It definitely gives it a new feel, I'd say. It reminds you that, okay, this is a website for a city. In my experience as a theme designer, anywhere I can add images that pertain to my website's content is a good thing. So if I was doing a website about ships, then I'd try and make some naval images up here. So I hope this gives you a taste of the sort of changes you can make. And the great thing about, of course, using a content management system is if I change to a different page, I'm still going to see this same header up here. So it's great that you can make a change in one place at one time and have it apply itself to every single page on your website. That's absolutely fantastic. So I hope that this has opened your world just a little bit, and just giving you a sense for the sort of possibilities that we can do. This change didn't take us very long at all, and imagine what you can do if you put a little bit more time into it. Play around with our templates and see what sort of changes you can make to them and see what you think. So, all right, well, I am Alan Ellis with OC Portal. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you out there. Take care.